We are going over to England now. I am ready. I am ready with 2 bags and 3 granola bars.
Let's go to England, land of Mary Poppins. Toppins a bag. Toppins, toppins, toppins a bag. So we're going to New York City to spend the night first so that we're ready for our flight tomorrow. We just want to be ready because traffic and weekdays in New York. All right, we are on the road. I don't know if you guys know this, but the last 2 times that Amy and I have tried to go to England in particular, we've been denied by some known factor, but unfortunate factor that has completely screwed up the plans and caused them complete and utter cancellation. First time it was inclement weather and then flights canceled. That's it, bye. And the second time was the unfortunate pandemic we find ourselves in. The third time in 4 years that we have tried to fly to jolly old England. Here we go. We're out of here. Goodbye. Bronx, keep left. Queens, keep right. Step 1 is complete. We have arrived at the airport hotel where we will spend the night tonight, awaiting our flight tomorrow to London Heathrow. We are in an interesting kind of divey place. I've got some artwork that says New York. Step 1 complete. And this window is cloudy as shit.
Welcome, weirdos. That's right, we're back with another adventure, and we're taking off, and we're taking you with us.
We're in the air, everybody. This is really happening. We are going to London. Catch you on the flip side. It's night-night
time. We decided to go on a cruise to England, France, and Spain through Amy Bruni's travel company, Strange Escapes. We start our trip getting over to London, then Southampton for the Magical Mystery Tour.
So, when I lived in Scotland, all I did was eat at this place. Well, I ate at other places, but I ate at this place called Greg's. And I never thought I would see this again. And I'm really happy because my favorite drink is blackcurrant. And I found out when I was in school in Scotland. And now we are back and we have food from Greg's. There's a street fair coming. There's Mr. Bradway, exhausted and hungry. And I am just so excited that we got to go to a Greg's again. So I'm going to enjoy my blackcurrant.
Look, guys, this is proof we're actually in London.
What's that?
This is the London Eye, the companion to the Orlando Eye. Now that I look at this eye, it's much bigger than the other eye.
Is it? Aye. And that is a great dog. London dog. We're still in London.
That's the eye.
We're waiting to get on the train to go to Southampton, leaving this big city behind for a smaller city.
I wish we had more time. Here.
Of course, obviously.
We're gonna catch some of it on the end of the trip, so.
We have some surprises for the end, but this is the first leg. We are just glad to have made it to London. 6 in the morning our time. We had the shortest night of our lives.
Look at my eyes.
Squint really hard with one. Ugh.
No, that's all it'll do.
See ya on a train.
Like any American passenger traveling on the UK rail system, we all wonder why we can't have such a nice thing at home. It's so efficient. Eventually we got to our hotel in Southampton, which was extremely comfortable and very welcome for some much needed rest before we looked around the town. Of course, we were exhausted after literally taking trains, planes, automobiles, taxis, you name it, to get over to Southampton from starting out Monday afternoon in New York. But of course, we had to go out on the town and look around and enjoy a beautiful sunset over the city of Southampton while discovering some of the beautiful historic features that the city boasts. Being such an old city, of course, it's gone through many changes, but there's an actual castle wall around the city where the coast used to come up to, and there's so many features that are now built into the wall, like different hotels where one of our friends was staying as well, that butt right up to the original castle walls. We were so stunned by this. We kept walking around throughout the evening before even going to eat because there was just so many interesting features to see. After not traveling for so long, and this being Ryan's first time in Europe, to leave our hotel room to turn the corner to this was so cool.
Somebody laid this in the 1300s. Hope you guys like the hat, by the way. Get used to it. It's going to be a lot of this. Oh my god.
He's ready. He's fucking ready.
As we walked around, we found beautiful pieces of old architecture, including this old tavern that sits on the site where Jane Austen's house was, including, of course, here the plaque that lets you know a little more information. Now, we are suckers for architecture, so being in England, it was a little overwhelming, but my neck did hurt from looking up all the time at these beautiful buildings in the city. Right along one of the main roads is the Bargate, a beautiful old stone structure that acted as the gate to the town, which was bombed during World War II. Even in its destruction, the ruin is absolutely gorgeous, and we spend a little time playing around there before getting something to eat, finally.
First pint in England.
A first Diet Coke in England. Well, friends, this is our first evening proper in England and in Southampton. Behind us is the castle wall, and we just had a nice meal at a lovely place sitting outside. We wandered the main area of Southampton where the cruise ships drop everybody off, and we're full, we're happy, we're very tired. We've seen the Tudor house, we got a meal, and tomorrow is our first excursion out into Salisbury to see Stonehenge and other such places with the group.
Give us steaks.
Oh my god. Stonehenge.
Where did it come from?
They'll give you a Salisbury steak when you visit Stonehenge.
While the Salisbury Plain is not where steak comes from, it absolutely is where the monument of Stonehenge sits. It's prehistoric, located in Wiltshire, England. There's the outer ring of sarsen standing stones topped by the horizontal lintel stones. Inside is the ring of smaller blue stones, and inside that even are the trilithons, two bulkier sarsens with a lintel on top. As you know, it's in ruins, but when it was in use, it was built and designed to align toward the sunrise on the summer solstice. And the solstices are still celebrated at Stonehenge, which seems to be the only time anyone can get close enough to be within or touch the stones, which, of course, we really wanted to do, but this is a very protected ancient site, so no one gets close. But it was absolutely awesome to be able to visit with the entire Strange Escapes group to such an iconic place.
Hello everyone. We are now at Stonehenge, as you can see.
Let me get my head out of the way.
It's right there behind us, 2500 BC.
Thereabouts.
Thereabouts.
With no clear indicator of purpose. Archaeologically, we call it a sacred space, sacred geography.
I don't know, we're going to try and recreate a photo. We'll pop up here of Amy. She's 8. We're going to try and find that spot, and I guess I'll stand in and be mom.
So it's been a full circle to come back and do that again.
And of course, we got the shot recreating my famous eyes closed moment at 8 years old.
nice and cool.
Neolithic drawing from Stonehenge. This is my humble abode.
Here's our fire pit. Keep our supplies. We don't have the best high quality pillows, but it does the job. I'm Neolithic now. Well, someone I was related to was, so how I got here.
Same.
Just, I love the bed improvements we've since made.
Yeah, I'd say. A week.
Thatching. It's cool. When we repair the roof, we use this. A lot of weaving. I'm not sure how good we would be at thatching, but this was an absolutely wonderful start to the Magical Mystery Tour in England. Our next stop took us to one of the quaintest places on earth, the little town of Marlborough, and everybody in the group, I'm pretty sure, including ourselves, were quite famished, so we all ran off the buses and scattered to find ourselves some food. Of course, I made Ryan go to Greg's because I cannot be tamed.
We are here in the city of Marlborough in the southern part of England. And we are going to go find ourselves chow somewhere in these beautiful streets. What an awesome place. I'm just kind of speechless. I'm trying to keep up with the vlogging for you guys. Man, sometimes you just gotta look and enjoy, you know.
Right, but okay. They are all stood on that.
Thank you! Now, by now you're probably wondering where in the world anyone else is on this trip who I have been mentioning. But hold on, it's coming up. And you're probably also wondering, it's a strange escape, where's the spooky stuff? But we went and found that ourselves in Marlborough. There's a cute little churchyard, and you can bet ourselves and one other went and found it. Why? Oh my gosh. Oh, it's all adorable. I can't even. While wandering around this adorable town, I can promise you my commentary is mostly just, oh my god, I can't even, because look at these buildings, look at the stone, look at the history that we got to be surrounded by. And for all of us, it was definitely a long time coming for us to be able to travel over here and see this stuff.
Look at this door, guys, just on a random place in the street. 28th April, 1653. Look at this stuff.
Perfect. This door is from 1653. Just some spot through the door, so I don't want to go home. No, you are not looking at a sidewalk. All of those stones on the ground are headstones. Did I tell you we were going to find the spooky stuff? I did, and we did. Only on some of them. Like, not much has been left, but... Oh, look. Yeah, what you got on this, New England? They're cute.
They're different. It's
Wow.
Quite kitcheny.
Right?
Isn't this supposed to be a pile of weirdos who like...
We have a pathway made of headstones. It's George Brown. Not tremendously old, but hello.
Wait, is it a video?
It is.
This
Hey,
we're not alone in England.
welcome to England.
Pretty
This
effing spooky.
is
I'm Amanda.
You
AKA
probably know.
Pretty effing spooky, aka Pretty freaking spooky.
I like that. We're wandering the town. It's a lovely temperature. We found the headstones. We had to.
That was our main priority. We had that was so creepy. We had to.
I'm full of dramatics.
And then you filmed me just like But wait, I don't want people to see me walk. I think you're supposed to walk on it.
I know.
think
It's like
so.
set up to walk on it.
It is.
It
There are
feels wrong.
steps.
And I think these are more headstones in the steps.
You're absolutely right, actually.
So I'm like,
yes, you're right. Yeah.
Whoa.
yeah. I feel bad, but I also feel
I wonder
not.
if this is actually not like these aren't marking the plots if they're just everywhere. And
I
then
bet.
yeah, that makes more sense.
And they consolidated them into a place to see it.
I just
Bring
got a
some-
whiff of that fresh garbage down.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's exciting. Let's walk out this way.
Let's go this way.
I don't want to get poopy on my head. Look at all that.
Oh, yeah.
Be careful where you walk.
Despite the amount of travel hangovers we were all carrying with us like baggage, we loved being able to stop, eat, and just rest a little in the town of Marlborough and walk around with everybody and get a chance to chat a little bit with our fellow travelers before we got on the bus and headed out to our next location where you can get nice and up close and personal with the ancient site and touch the rocks like you want to.
Somebody bring Dowson rocks on this?
He did.
Oh,
I think he's doing like a little orientation too.
I see.
It's beautiful Neolithic stone. These ones you can interact with.
What you see before you are a handful of weirdos standing on a ley line, which is where the ancient Neolithic site of the Avebury Stone Circle sits. It's the largest stone circle in the world, and while its purpose is unknown, of course we can attach ceremony and ritual to the site. Fortunately, we were given a decent amount of time to wander through this area and really connect with the stones, the energies, the land, and get a feel for this in a way that a lot of people like us and on this trip really wanted to and really looked forward to.
It's got some chalk, but not a lot, you know.
Yeah.
More transportable.
Look who's coming up into the Terabithia.
Welcome to Terabithia.
Oh, it feels amazing. I got some footage of you in a ley line.
Yeah, that was.
Did you feel
I don't know
anything?
why I felt a little weird.
Sweet.
Felt like a little flushed,
Yeah?
you know.
Is that your first time on a ley line?
First time that I'm aware of.
That's pretty cool.
But as soon as I stepped in, I kind of felt nauseous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm making it up.
That's interesting.
I walked away and I started feeling better. Wow.
I love it in here. We're under the trees at
Nice.
Avebury, and it's like being in Terabithia or crossing in
Yeah.
Outlander.
Look at the roots on this bad boy. This could be a mound, a Bronze Age mound. They said an archaeologist at some point, early 1900s, decided to plant trees on all the mounds. It's 1 pound from America for you to treat us well on our journey. It's in there. It's visible, but
It's meant for what's here.
it's meant for what's here. Whoever takes it, may they lose all their hair.
Nice, nicely done.
So apparently the phallic stone stood here at 25 feet high, and they decided sometime in the early 1800s, perhaps? Have to check me on that. They blew it up with explosives and built that church over there, which is ironic because they put the symbol of the phallus in the window there. Not just one, but 3. Another interesting thing, when this thing was here, it cast a shadow over there on what is thought to be the female stone during the summer solstice. The shadow would slowly creep down into the center directly at that stone. So that's pretty cool.
It was very exciting to get very weird at the Avebury Stone Circle before popping across the street to a haunted pub. A quick hop across the road gets you to the Red Lion, allegedly one of the most haunted pub and inns in England.
It's wobbly cobbly underfoot.
Be careful.
And now a ghost story. During the 17th century's English Civil War, a woman named Florrie was residing here, and when her husband returned early from the conflict, he found her in the arms of another man. The enraged husband killed Florrie and her lover, and it is now said that Florrie is the one who haunts the Red Lion.
I just talked to the kindly bartender in there and told me about the woman that was murdered by her husband and thrown down the well after she was found with another man. Her body's still in there, they say. I've talked to numerous other employees that have worked here in the past and work here now, and I guess upstairs is the hot spot here. That's where it all went down, so they definitely acknowledge the ghost stories here. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have a quick half pint before I have to leave.
They're sticking out on the street. So get this, Amy Bruni added a crop circle and UFO info center and exhibit to the Magical Mystery Tour because we ended up being in one of the places of the world where these things appear often. And frankly, we think we have a new hobby on our hands. Look at these things.
What do you think?
I think I want to make one. I want to grow some wheat and I want to make one. So we don't need a lawn anymore.
Let's just make one in the yard.
I just let the grass grow. This one is like famous, right? Because it was
Yes,
like that's the one you see all the time.
right next to Stonehenge. There's a pineapple.
That's nice. UFO landing marks in the 60s during the peak time of the worldwide UFO sightings. Crop circles were interpreted as landing markings. mating animals.
Secret communications during the Second World War, perhaps?
Oh,
The Nazis
This.
thought it was the other way.
I would like to see that.
Well, alright, we'd better go down.
Okay. The scenery in England is just dotted with so many ancient sites. I tell you what. Also, extremely narrow roads. My goodness.
These roads are trash, man. They are trash. Wanna see? We're somewhere near Salisbury, perhaps.
And so, after a full day of touring around southern England, we headed back to Southampton for our last night there before getting on the cruise ship the next day. We had a lovely traditional English dinner outside, enjoying the July weather. Ryan had a pint of ale, and I, of course, had a Diet Coke because that is the type of person I am. Don't come for me. The next morning was Friday and the day we were to get on the cruise ship, but of course we had a few hours to kill, so we walked around to make sure we could get our customary touristy magnet. Our fridge is covered, I tell you what, we wouldn't have it any other way. Always get a magnet.
I don't think these bricks are original. We filled them back in at some point, probably old, but old by our standards. Timbers they're OGs.
And do you want to be a G now? Here's your
Wanna be a
G.
G.
Look at it. In mere hours, we embark upon that ship beyond the trees. It's got a lot of balls on the roof. Anthem of the seas. It's got balls.
Thank you for joining us on the first leg of our weird adventure to Europe. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and come on back for more of our adventures. Stay weird.